Yeah, what's up, everybody? My name is Bobbymorettiu. I'm Surviving Sports Picks, SSP for short to some. I wanted to come on real quick and talk about a couple things tonight. Now that we got a little bit of sports back and a little bit of the narrative, and ebb and flow is beginning to rear its ugly head, so to speak. Anybody that is familiar with me knows I talk from a capper standpoint that how important the narrative and the ebb and flow is to these leagues. I know it well, and so I want to pass some knowledge along here a little bit, just how I've seen it a little bit out of the gate, out of the chute. First thing I want to talk about is this MLB. MLB started by itself, okay, and there's no excuses. I was battling for a few days, hovering around 500. It's a fact. I don't run from anybody. I'm good at what I do. I gave you my record from last year. My record in Major League Baseball last year was, I just want to make sure I get it right. It was 728 and 467. That's 1,195 games played. That's a pretty damn good body of work. That's 61%. I told you I play 60 to 65% on a daily. But let me tell you something. Things ain't normal, okay? I'm telling you that from an experienced sports athlete myself, and I'm telling you from a sports captain perspective. So take it what it's worth. I don't have all the answers, but I'm telling you that right now, Major League Baseball, I've been shouting it on Instagram. I've been telling my guys on Patreon, it's the elites and the Vegas high rollers. It's an absolute money grab. Thank God. I told everybody. Thank God that the NBA and National Hockey League started, and that we had a little golf there too as well. But all that did was open up the doors for a guy like me to grab some fruit, extra games on the schedule, a little more depth of schedule every night, more games, and that gives me more of an opportunity to lead you and myself to the fruit. So that being said, what does a money grab and narrative and ebb and flow mean here? Well, here's what it is with Major League Baseball out of the chute. First of all, we have a 60-game shortened season, correct? Okay, so that being said, teams are playing in regions, in blocks of regions. Okay, there's no normal consistent normal in division series, which is huge, which creates ebb and flow, which creates narrative. Okay, we're playing out of league games and so on and so forth. So my point is, it's a money grab. Okay, I could see it from a capper standpoint. I could see the odds boards. I could see the lines. I could just see it. And I can go on and on and on, but I'm not going to go on, and I'm not going to go into too much more detail about it. Thank God the NBA came, and thank God the National Hockey League came, because it was a legit minefield, and I was telling guys, I was shouting it out, be careful, tippy-toe around this. And here's how I'll define it. When I say it's a legit money grab, and how I just laid it out with the regions, no division series, consistent individual 3-4 game sets like a normal season. What's normal? It's never normal. Some people think it's fixed. Some people think it's this. So, but my point is, basically a basic normal season of 162, it allows that, for at least to me who's a capper and feels like I see it the way I do. A narrative and an ebb and flow begins to rear its ugly head. That's not happening in Major League Baseball. What's happening is you beat me, I beat you, you beat the next guy, he beats you, I beat him, he beats me. And there's games there. I'll just pick the Angels, for example. There was a couple Angel games in the last 4 or 5 nights that nothing's guaranteed in life, but I'm telling you, those were flat out winning picks I should have had, and the Angels didn't win. It's just flat out the way it is. I mean, you have to understand what I'm saying, and being able to see it, and been doing this for a long time, and it's just not normal. So anyway, that's the summary on baseball. I just wanted to talk about my free picks are back up on Instagram concurrently with Twitter. Same picks. I started them yesterday. I told everybody when sports went black that I was doing it before, and that I would be doing them again. I started them yesterday. I had the Indiana Pacers over the Wizards, and I had the Mets over the Braves. So I went 2-0 yesterday on freebies. The freebies beginning the freebies today. I got the Nationals. The Nationals are minus 145. The Nationals are minus 145, 142. Nationals are 142. I took them over the Mets, and I took the Tampa Bay Rays at 145. 145, the Rays over Boston. So those are the two free picks. They're up on Instagram. They're up on Twitter. You continue to look for those. They'll be there. And I'll be making more videos here on YouTube. If anybody can get over and hit the bell and subscribe, I'd appreciate it. I need to go live going forward with my phone. I told you I want to be a roving reporter from the casinos if and when things open up across the country. I need 1,000 subs to go do super chat live streams on YouTube. I think it'll be a cool format. I'll answer everybody's questions. I'll break everything down, and I think it'll be a good format. Like I said, I know all small schools, I know all small schools, all mid majors, all mid-majors, all small schools, all small leagues. Guys might be having a good day. They want to reach out late. East Coast, West Coast. Moretti, you got a pearl. Somebody unfortunately might have lost one early, and asking the same question late into the night, and top off a good day. And or try to salvage a day. So hit the bell, subscribe, like, share. I know it's hard to get people to do things in this world today for others. I'm always the first guy in line to do that, but that doesn't mean you have to do it for me. But if you can do it yourself and maybe get family and friends over a cold beer and or a hot meal, maybe some of these sports parties now taking place with a little bit of sports coming back over at hot nachos or something, it would mean more to me than you might think. And then I can go live. So I'm stuck on about 107 after about 2 months. I got the word out. I appreciate everybody that might have gotten over there and hit that bell and subscribe for me, and maybe a few of you can go over and do that going forward. So anyway, I've been starting to see it real clear lately. I'm doing well. I had a big day yesterday. I went 12-4 overall. I was 4-1 in locks picks. I was 4-0 in max picks. Some big games that I've won. The other night, a couple nights ago, I had the Flyers in the NHL. I had the Avalanche over the Blues. I had the Flyers over the Bruins. I won that big game between Houston and the Bucks, plus 145. I had the Reds in a double dip in baseball, and a bunch of others that night. But anyway, I had yesterday. I had Edmund. I had the Penguins, Vegas, and the Lightning. And Edmonton, and no, I lost Edmonton and I lost the Rangers. But no, wait a minute. I went 4-1. I went 4-1, yeah. So I had Edmonton, I had the Penguins in Vegas and the Lightning, and I lost the Ranger game. That was 4-1. In basketball, I had the Pelicans, I had the Lakers and the Sixers and the Pacers, and I lost the Thunder. So I went 4-1 in the NBA as well. That was another thing I've been talking about on Instagram, and this is the knowledge. You got to understand the ebb and flow and the narrative. They were stressing the play-in game, right? Going into the restart, they were talking about giving the 9 seed, 10 seed, 11 seed, whatever it was, to try to get in within 4 games of let's say in the West, the Memphis Grizzlies are in the 8th slot. And then you had the Nets in the 7 and Orlando in the 8, or vice versa. I think I'm not quite sure who it was. I think it was the Nets in the 7 and Orlando in the 8. But anyway, my take on it, from the way I see things and the knowledge that I feel I have, is that was going to play out in the West, but not in the East. Okay, so early on, the other night I actually had Orlando beating the Nets. Then I had the Nets beating the Wizards, because the Wizards are in the 9 hole, and they're in disarray. That organization, Beal, half their roster's not playing, and that includes Beal and Wall. They're on the trading block, not because they're not great players. They are, but they're going to get moved, and you got to understand all this kind of thing. And so it's pretty much locked down, the top 8 in the East. And so I won Orlando, I won the Nets, and I took that narrative because it applies to the West. But yeah, so the Wizards are going to regroup as an organization, and I took it. I took that narrative in the West because they were talking about Portland, the veterans on that team. Portland, we're talking about, with the blackout and having some downtime, they like their roster. They like what they see going forward. They think they have a shot. Grizzlies, Morant were in the 8 hole. I told guys before the blackout that watch out for Zion. At one point before the blackout, he was 6 games back in the loss column. These are all the things that I look at and that I see when I'm dissecting games, and all the other ways that I've explained on other past videos. But to make it short and sweet, Memphis jumps out to an 0-3 start. Zion getting shamed, 0-2, minute restrictions. Portland won his first one. Portland won their first one after the veterans made the statement. They lost their second one. They're playing today. So last night, here's an example, legit hanging fruit. They're only going to shame Zion so long. Zion was playing, the Pels were playing Memphis. Who'd I have? I had the Pelicans. So I mean, that's what I'm paid for. That's what the Patreon brings you. I lead you to the hanging fruit. Just an update on my Patreon. I've been shouting it out for about a month now. I told all my guys on Patreon, I switched things around. I humbly was giving picks away for $5 for the longest time. Then I created a $10 tier, and then slowly a $15 and a $25. I felt like my prices were fair then. Times are changing, and I got to change with them. I now have created one tier. All my work is on one tier. That includes the sports that I play, I play the NFL, I play the National Hockey League, I play the NBA, Major League Baseball, I play PGA, and I play college basketball and college hoops. It's all on one tier. That includes my locks picks and my max picks, my best dogs and my best parlays, and that was all broken down. You've heard me talk about that in my 4 tiers that I had. So starting August 1st, my new tier went up. I've got people coming on already. It's $55 a month. I understand money's tight, people. We're going through tough times. Kids, food, loss of jobs, money's tight. Loss of jobs, kids, food, and so on and so forth. But the bottom line is times are changing, and I got to change too. Guys are charging $25 a day and $500 and $1,000 for small packages. So I still think my prices are fair. I work hard at what I do. I'm full time. I feel I have a gift, and my work is all proven. It's all on Patreon. I play it at 60 to 65%. Up until the blackout from back in back from April of 19, I didn't miss one day posting. All my picks are on Patreon. You can go back and scroll back on Patreon. They're all there. So my point is, this is no BS. This is straight up. Things aren't normal, so you really can't judge anybody to begin with the way things are right now, with these layouts, the way hockey's laying it out, and the way the NBA's laying it out, and certainly baseball being a minefield. But anyway, if there's anybody that's going to figure it out, it's me. One tier, $55. I think my prices are fair. Still, it breaks down to $1.82 a day. So if anybody wants to Google Surviving Sports Picks, and my Patreon will come up. It's real simple. Patreon, I like Patreon. It's real simple. You hit the tier, you're on. And I'm here to help you. I'm available every day into the night. Whatever you're thinking, you could reach out to me. You could reach out to me on Instagram. You could reach out to me privately right there on Patreon. I get to know you. You get to know me. I'm an honest guy, which I am. I get to understand your sports knowledge. You get to understand mine, and then you could bounce off me anything that you're thinking about for that day. It's not going to be a 3-minute quick conversation. I'll give you ample time. I'm not rushing anybody, and you could bounce off any game that you might be thinking about that particular day and tonight, the nighttime, and anything else sports-wise you want to throw at me. I'll be there to help you. All I could do is help and suggest. You ultimately have to pick your games, and I always say keep your gut and your feel close to your chest. So, you know, that's basically where I'm coming from. I'm here for you. I'm not looking for the whole pie. I got to change with the times, and I understand money's tight. I see it as an investment. And I told you, things aren't normal. What's normal? Nothing's guaranteed in life, but I can tell you from a capper standpoint, from an ex-athlete at the level that I played at, and growing up in New York with my father going to the Guard when I was knee-high and all New York sports, there's nobody better. I know all mid-majors, all small schools. I know all those small leagues in college. I know I play the big boys. I play all comers. So, you know, listen, it's not an excuse. I was flat out battling when baseball started, hovering around 500. I'm not running from anybody, but slowly but surely the narrative and the ebb and flow is slowly is as much as it possibly can with the layout, with regional play, and not typical 3-4 game sets with every team in your division series, and playing out a league. It's total chaos. It's a minefield. It's a money grab, and you got to be careful. I'm telling you, still to this point, if you're going to dabble with Major League Baseball, be careful. But anyway, if there's anybody that's going to figure it out, it's me. I'm on my way now. The last 3 or 4 days, I've been starting to really come around. Yesterday, for example, I was 12-4. I was 4-0 in max plays, 4-1 in locks plays. I won some big games. Just to give you an example of some things I told you: Pels, Lakers, day before, Sixers, Pacers. The only game I lost was the Thunder. I had Edmonton, the Penguins, and Vegas, and the Lightning. I lost the Ranger game. You know, I've won. I'm starting to really see and get a good feel of the ebb and flow as best as you possibly can in baseball. I'm starting to win more each night. I could feel I'm getting hot, and you know, so I've already got the Islanders and the Predators today. The Maple Leafs were winning early before I did a live stream a little while ago on Instagram and here, so I don't know what the final. Oh, they did win. I checked it. That's right, before I started this video. So I've already won the Islanders and the Predators. See, I stayed away from the Predators the other day. I tippy-toe around the minefield. Today I had them. Same thing with the Canucks. But the Flames, I took them in game 1. I won that one. I stayed away in game 2, and that's just the knowledge and being able to understand what I'm seeing in the feel and my gut and the way I see sports, and the gift that I feel that I have. So I'm just trying to give you some examples, people, of what I'm about. I really truly do think it's an investment. It's $1.82 a day. My tier is $55 for all my work. I explained what that consists of, and Patreon's real simple. You just click on the tier and you're in. My job is to produce. My job is to lead you to the fruit, and I will. But just remember something: baseball's a minefield. It's a money grab. Hockey seems to be a little bit more wide open. The elites like hockey. They like you there. I think they win their money in hockey. Hockey's tough. I love hockey. Like I said, I grew up with hockey. I love all sports. Grew up with all sports, but hockey is a balanced league, and it's tough. And I think Vegas wins there. But I love hockey, and I battle hockey. And I had the Blues last year in Boston in Game 7 as a dog, plus 150. And so I know what I'm doing. So anyway, that's about it. Continue to look for the freebies on Twitter and Instagram. They're the same picks every day. Yesterday I was 2-0, Indiana, Mets minus 120. Today I got the Nationals and I got the Tampa Bay Rays. And so hit that bell and subscribe here on YouTube. And maybe if you feel compelled to support my channel and take a liking, and you like to dabble with a few games every night, I'm your guy. Go to Google and punch in Surviving Sports Picks, and my Patreon page will come up. Peace.